Hey, Husker fans, well, hey, the spring game is over. It was a 2-hour affair, and I'll tell you, it wasn't the prettiest thing that I've ever seen. The white beats the red 43-39. That means the defense beat the offense with the modified scoring system, and that seems pretty apt, to be very honest with you. Nebraska's offense today really struggled at times. I know that the defense had a little bit of an advantage in the first half with the way that they weren't tackling and just sort of touching guys down, but at the end of the day, the white defense outplayed the red offense pretty consistently in the first half and for parts of the second half. 2 turnovers in the second half from the red team, a lost fumble, and then an interception by Darius Moore, a reserve defensive back, seals the win for the defense. He picked off Heinrich Harburg. Harburg didn't really have to throw that pass, but he did it anyway, and in doing so, that kind of cost the red offense the game because they probably could have just run out the clock and won it 41-39. But as it turned out, the red offense took a risk. Moore made the interception, and the white defense wins. Really struggled in the first half for the red offense. You couldn't really get things going. The quarterbacks in the 3 green jerseys, Casey Thompson, Logan Smothers, and Chubba Purdy, limited play. Purdy got probably the most action, threw a couple of nice passes, threw a good one to A.J. Rollins, threw a good one over the middle to Camonte Grimes. Casey Thompson only threw 4 passes. He completed 3 of them for 31 yards. Limited action for him today, the Texas transfer. Little disappointing. You get 55,000 fans that come out on a beautiful day, and then they're here to watch Casey Thompson. Let's be honest. That's who they're here to watch. He's the Texas transfer, the guy that got all the NIL money, and Nebraska can't bother to have him throw more than 4 passes. Nebraska's offensive lines, granted they're a little banged up, were really overwhelmed today by Nebraska's top units, especially Garrett Nelson, who had a very, very big day. He had 2 sacks, and he just pretty much dominated on a lot of the drop-back passes. You got to be impressed with Nelson, Jamari Butler, the interior pass rush. I thought they did a really nice job today. Granted, they know what Nebraska's offense is going to do, but it was still a pretty impressive performance from them. That Nebraska offensive line has work to do in pass blocking. Looked pretty good at times in run blocking, even in the second half when they were able to. The defense was able to tackle. I thought that the red offense pushed a little bit on some of those runs, and the picture wasn't bad. So I think we're going to see that the offensive line got a little bit better push, but the pass blocking is a work in progress. A lot to work on there. Lots of points in the second half. Harburg threw 1 touchdown. Jarrett Sinek, the Hastings grad, ran for 1 touchdown. He threw another touchdown. But all that was kind of against the reserves. Guys kind of got a little worn out toward the end. And it was those 2 turnovers that the defense got 6 points each for that was ultimately the difference. That's why it was 43-39. Those were 2 huge plays in the second half, and the offense was not really able to overcome that. Well, what did we learn today? I don't know that we learned a ton. I think Nebraska's offense is still a real work in progress. They didn't show much today. That's obvious. But at the same time, just pitching and catching didn't look really easy. Guys weren't open very often. Guys weren't necessarily throwing it when they hit the back of their drop. There wasn't a fluidity to it. Thompson didn't look bad, but at the same time, he didn't have much time. Purdy looked okay at times. Smothers struggled. He did not have a great first half. He's got to continue to work on throwing the ball in the pocket. The guys weren't outside of the pocket a lot today. I don't know what you take from this game over the summer. Obviously, Nebraska's in the process of doing something very significant on offense. I will say it's a little encouraging. The defense, I thought, did some good things today. There's concerns there about replacing some guys that are going to be playing in the NFL on Sundays next year, and it looked like Nebraska's defense certainly seemed more in control and less discombobulated than that offense. And that's the question. Is Nebraska's offense going to put this thing all the way together? We're going to talk to Scott Frost. I don't know if we're going to get Mark Whipple. We'll get Frost and see what he has to say. We'll have all the coverage on the World-Herald. At the end of the day, Nebraska's got 3 months before they play a game against Northwestern. They need it. They need it. They need every single day because what we saw today is not necessarily a high-flying affair. They're not quite there yet. All right, for the Omaha World-Herald, I'm Sam McKewon. Thank you.